Thank you. He was an old friend of mine.
I've heard that many of the citizens were upset by what occurred as well. Hopefully their condolences will provide you with more comfort.
It won't be long before I'll be leaving. Cross.
The target has been annihilated. The mission was a success.
Understood.
Lord Volk?
Well done. You may leave now. What is the matter? Tell me, what is it that you're thinking?
Apparently, I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking.
Is that so? Then you must be reveling in my success also.
Your eyes are always hidden by that mask that you wear. But even so, I can still see what lies beneath those eyes of yours.
Whatever it is that you think you see in my eyes can only be a reflection of what is to come. Nothing has even started yet. This is it. Everything is about to begin.
Oh, Westa.
Look what you just did!
Very impressive. It looks as if it was just built. I can tell that you're very skilled. All right, carry on, men.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Lord Volk. Please forgive me.
There's no need to worry. Everything's fine.
Thanks! Thank you very much, Lord Jupiter. I'll be more careful.
Tell me, how are you doing? Are you hungry?
Well, yeah, a little. But I'm alright.
I see. Well, you be a good boy and grow up strong so you can take care of your parents.
Okay. Leave it to me. It'll be fine.
As long as children like that exist, we can be sure that our job here will never be over.
That's right.
Huh?
It mustn't end. We will see to that.
It's the same in the end. It's always about work, right?
That's because this is going to be the end.
I beg you, won't you please reconsider? I understand. That's the kind of person you are. You know, the two of you are very similar.
It turns out that your assumptions were correct. Thanks to you, we're finally rid of that unwelcomed guest.
But the real catastrophe has yet to arrive. That was just a sign of what's to come.
It is the sign of the moon. Yes.
The gifts this planet has to offer are not infinite, but to accept the coming of the moon, that is to accept the promise of death.
Once you carry this burden on your back, you will never be able to get rid of it. You have decided to bear this burden all by yourself. If that's what you really want, you will have all of my support behind you.
Is that okay? You're sure about this?
I am fully prepared for the worst. I was prepared the moment we set foot on this planet. I believe that everyone has been. It's our destiny.
Destiny? I see. It is hard to believe that there are only 3 of the original dozen remaining now.
Only 3? Well, by my count, there are still 4 of... What do you mean, Volk?
There will be a dinner party tonight. You will be in attendance, won't you? After all, you have shared drinks together in the past, and several interesting discussions as well.
These new buds are barely showing signs of life, but look closely. They're definitely growing. And you can tell. If you don't mind, I have a favor to ask of you. I'd like you to look after this place for me. All of the records and samples that you will need are right here. Well, I'll see you later.
Let us toast our very good friend. He's a talented man and has believed in our cause. Here's to Ares' departure.
Is there nothing I can say that will change your mind?
No. I've made my decision.
So what now? Where will you go?
I'm going outside. Living here in a domed city is just like being in a giant cradle. It is impossible for me to stay in such a place forever. But on the outside, there's still hope. It's full of possibilities. And that's where I choose to place all of my bets.
You know this is a fantasy. It's no use. The moon will arrive. And with it a catastrophe beyond anyone's imagination. And then, when that happens, the outside will turn into a hell. However, inside of the domes, people will be able to stay alive. They not only protect everyone on this planet, but they're the only place that fosters life. Can't you see all the good that these cities do?
It's true that the moon will come, and it may bring cataclysmic events. However, any disaster that comes will eventually pass. What I am more concerned about is the world that will be left behind. Although I am aware that it may be scarce, there will still be air and water on the outside. And also, most importantly, there is soil. So you see, it is a world of possibilities.
There is no value in ambiguous possibilities. You are living in a dangerous fantasy world. And it's a fantasy that will create unnecessary victims. That is the price for your dreams.
Why don't you understand? The citizens will have no real future living in a cradle.
Your world doesn't exist. Because the planet Earth no longer exists. You have to accept the fact that we have no homeland to rely on. The Dome City is our final hope. It is the last standing fort. And that is why I will do anything to protect it.
Is that how you justify your actions, then? Was that for the sake of protecting the last fort? Come on, Volk! Don't you remember what you did that time?
No! Volk was only...
That's quite enough. I made a choice. I had to choose a path, and that was the one I took.
You chose to sink the ship carrying the sign of what is to come. And now the moon's arrival is definite. When it gets here, you'll have more blood on your hands.
I told you that it was just a decision I made.
Are you saying it was the right thing to do?
It's not whether it was right or wrong. That's not the point. As long as I can see a path, I will take it.
Is peace found inside of a cradle? What it really is just a slow suicide. Let's sow those seeds together. We will watch them grow in the soil one day. They will thrive along with all the other seeds of hope that we picked up.
Do you mean from the ship? But with the coming of the moon, we have no idea what kind of disasters lie ahead. Yet you're intent on leaving anyway.
Seeds can only truly sprout in the soil.
If there's anything I can do...
Everyone has a purpose, and you need to fulfill yours. Volk is very strong. His strength is the pillar supporting this society right now. However, strength alone will not be able to save the human soul. See, Westa? That's where you come in. Take it. This is for you. I can no longer call myself a member of the original dozen, or even the name Ares.
Cross. We are about to be tested. People may lose their lives. Some may also lose their family and friends. But still, I refuse to give up hope. For there is no sorrow which cannot be endured, no despair we cannot overcome. And once we pass these tests, I believe that a new hope will sprout forth like a young bud. In the meantime, let us pray. Good fortune will eventually come to us. For I believe that everyone's prayers and faith will bring about renewed strength to this struggling planet. Citizens of Jupiter City, it is now up to us. The hope for the future is in your hands. Our dearly departed Jupiter is watching over all of us. Let us all pray that we may ensure a bright new future.
Regarding the doll in question, I'm about to go retrieve her. I am scheduled to depart in the morning.
Understood.
I'm planning to meet up with Lady Westa while she's on her pilgrimage tour.
Lady Westa. Huh? Never mind, it's nothing. I am counting on you.
Yes, sir. Now, if you'll excuse me.
A pilgrimage is typically a trip taken in order to save one's soul. However,